So how do you get from the Dominican Republic to Haiti? Seems kind of simple. It's not.
Okay, so right now you may be wondering,
Wait. That doesn't make any sense at all. Because, I mean, look at it. You just go from one side to the other. Like you go from here, and then you're there. I'm on one side, I'm on the other side. It's really simple. Why this complication?
yeah, thanks, smart Alec. But the fact is that Haiti, like the Dominican Republic, is a sovereign nation with its own rules and regulations for people to come in. Depending on where you're from, the requirements are different. That means if you're from a country that falls into the Schengen Accord, or from the US or Canada, you can, literally just walk up to the border. You will have to pay $25 for the tourist visa and another $10 border tax, $35 in total. But that's it. So that's what it takes if you're North American or European. If you're Colombian, Cuban, Panamanian, or Dominican, things get a bit more complicated.
The first thing you have to do, if you're Dominican, is to get a visa at the Haitian embassy of your choice. Santo Domingo, Santiago, there are a few others here on the island. No, there's a few others. I think Punta Cana, there's another one or so. Barahona.
Now, we recommend getting to the consulate or the embassy early in the morning. Lines for Haitian visas are usually short. The times I've gone, they were in fact non-existent. Cost for a visa is $85. You fill out the forms, hand in the money and your passport, and return to the embassy or consulate in the afternoon. Done. They return you the stamped and signed passport. Bon bagay.
Whoa. $80? That sounds awfully...
Cheap?
I was gonna say expensive.
Well, the DR charges Haitians for the same visa $200.
Oh.
Yep. Well, and that's it for the documents. You're ready to cross, right? Yeah, not quite. Now you have to figure out how to get there, physically. Now there are a few options. In your car, on foot, by public transportation, and by bus. Now in your car, it's only possible if your vehicle has a permission to cross the border. Yeah, that's right, your car needs a visa. Fact of the matter is this, you're effectively exporting a car from the DR and importing a car into Haiti, so that concerns both countries. So unless you got that covered, scratch that option. Now you can of course theoretically just walk across the border. Depending on where you are, that's not a problem at all. In fact, if you don't mind paying the taxes at the border in Pedernales, for instance, you could make it a day trip to visit Anse Pitre just for kicks. You can talk to Mike about that. He's one of the leading tour guides in the South.
Let's jump the fence.
And yes, I'm shamelessly plugging his biz. Can you blame me? Now, in some areas such as Jimani, I wouldn't recommend going by foot. And, well, there isn't much of anything to see.
Very interesting, very deserty area. Here's still the Haitian side. Back there starts the Dominican side. And this is the lake where there's supposed to be still crocodiles. And don't see any right now. They're hiding. But we do have cows. Lots of them.
Beautiful land though, man. Gorgeous. It is, however, possible to grab a Moto Taxi on either side of the border. You'll just have to haggle your way to a price. Or simply grab a guagua or a tap-tap. So that leaves you with the two final options, public cars or bus. If you know how to ride the local public guaguas, then public transportation would be the next option. You can make your way in guaguas to Dajabon or Jimani or Pedernales, walk across the border, and then grab the Haitian equivalent of a guagua, the tap-tap. And that's it. Of course, it's recommended that you speak both a bit Spanish and Creole, or at least some French, to ask your way around, but this is the way most locals do it. Now the final method is the bus. And it's the one method that I recommend if you're traveling to Port-au-Prince or Cap-Haïtien. There are only 2 bus lines that actually go to these places, and they not only take you there, serve you food on the trip, but also handle most of the border issues for you. At check-in, you give them your passport, the tax money, check in your luggage, and then just sit back in the AC seat and chill. Now my personal recommendation is the Haitian Bus Line Capital Coach Line, but Caribe Tour does the same job for the same price. I like Capital better for a few simple reasons. One being that their service feels a bit more like an airline than a bus line. And that's a good thing. Starting with the fact that you have to order the tickets online several days in advance on their website using PayPal or your credit card. And then the check-in and the onboard drive attendant, it's all very airline-ish. Also, the food is better. I mean, I just prefer a sandwich over rice and beans. Besides, sandwich crumbs are easier to clean up than spilled beans. I mean, you're sitting in a moving vehicle after all. Also, Capital Coach Line has working Wi-Fi and each seat has a 110-volt plug, so you can charge your stuff. And no, they're not paying me to say this. And yes, Caribe Tour will get you there just the same. I'm just saying. Alright, a few notes on what the trip is like and, well, what the actual border crossing is like. Riding from Santo Domingo to the Jimani border crossing takes about 4 hours, or 2 movies. But I find the time goes by fast, particularly with the views. I mean, you'll get to see some of the lesser known and populated areas of the island. And then there's, of course, the Enriquillo Lake. I could spend hours looking out those windows. And I have. Now, once you hit the border, things slow down. Depending on what day of the week it is, it takes about... You know what, scratch that. It's always crowded and packed. Expect standing a good while in traffic here. But since the attendant took your passports, they'll take care of getting it stamped while you can stay in the AC bus. This will also be the moment when money changers will come on board and sell you Haitian gourds. The exchange rate is not too good, but it is one of the few opportunities to get your hands on Haitian money, so exchanging a few bucks may be advisable. Finally, you'll cross the border and into Haiti. However, you're now basically in no man's land, heading for Haitian passport control. After a few minutes, you get to passport control, and you'll have to get out of the bus. Now, some attention on your part is required. You may get swamped by people wanting to sell you snacks as well as help you through passport control.
Do not let the hustlers hustle you. Just get in, get your stamps, only give it to people that are officials. You can recognize them by being the only ones who are behind bars, well, in their official cages.
Even if you don't speak Creole, Haitian passport control is not complicated to go through and won't take too long. It's pretty straightforward. If there are any complications, there's probably someone available to speak Spanish or English. And that's it. You now have your passport stamped and you're officially in the country. Welcome to Haiti. Now head back to the bus and you'll still have a few stops ahead of you. Next stop, customs. Most of the time, the bus will stop once or twice at various customs offices along the way, and they'll check the content of what's being imported. If you're a regular tourist, they usually leave your stuff alone. If you're bringing in products of sorts, it will be checked and you better have the papers for those. If you're bringing drugs, expect trouble. Only once did I experience that they did one more additional stop along the way to x-ray the luggage. Yeah, I said x-ray. Hey, Haiti is seriously stepping up its game to be more professional.
You know, with x-ray, I had an x-ray machine, but apparently it's not working, so they're not gonna check the luggage. That's fine.
Well, they try. After another hour ride or so, you'll hit Port-au-Prince traffic, and eventually you'll be at the bus station, which is conveniently located next to the massive American embassy. Rumor has it it's even bigger underground. They must have something weird in their basement.
Where am I?
The pit of despair.
Thus far, getting into Haiti. Getting back to the DR is yet another adventure in itself. Yeah, let's say you take Caribe Tour back. Then for the most part, it's everything again, but this time in reverse order. You buy the ticket, get on the bus, head for passport control, same building, same place, just the other side this time. Then you're taken to customs. Well, that's if you're traveling with Caribe Tours. It's a little different with Capital Coach. You see, Capital Coach has their own passport control at the station. You get your passport checked there before boarding, and then once you get to the border, you'll skip passport control and get taken straight to customs. I actually like that. Customs will check your luggage thoroughly this time, and I mean professionally, like with gloves and everything. Unless they can get the x-ray machine to work, I guess. Depending on how full the bus is and how hot it is, you may be out there for an hour. Once that is done, you're off to the border again, but this time on the DR side, you will have to get out and deal with passport control there, as well as another luggage check. Also remember, if you're a Dominican resident, remember to show your residency card, otherwise you'll be charged $10 tourist tax.
So it was a little bit easier than last time, but it's always confusing on the Dominican side. Like the Haitians tell you, go here, do what you have to do. On the Dominican side, they do their job, but it's a little more confusing. Like, no, you have to go over here, no, you gotta go, no, you gotta go there. But we're used to that.
The Haitian are very correct, they're uniformed, they're wearing gloves, they're going through stuff with a lot of respect. I felt like being in Europe or in the States where they do the same thing near the airport. And the Dominicans were friendly, very cool, but more lax. Didn't seem to be so strict about the rules. Experiences on both sides were pleasant. just different. One more correct, and the other one just simply chill.
And that's it. You're back in the DR. I hope you enjoyed this small trip to Haiti. I can definitely recommend heading over there, even if it's just for a visit. Like the DR, it's a beautiful country with beautiful people, and like the DR, it has a lot of fascinating history that we hope to talk about a bit more here as well. Merci un pile.
Que lo que, mi gente? This is Alec coming to you straight from my new office at the beach. I had to temporarily relocate my office to a beach because hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely check out Haiti if you get a chance. It's nowhere near as bad as people say it is. It's actually very nice. In a lot of ways, very similar to the DR. Now, if you have the time, check out a few of the other episodes that we've done. Here's a random sample episode.
Now, the first thing that's going to hit you is the humidity.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch other episodes. Thanks for supporting us. Abur. ¿Abur? ¿Es abur o abul? Abul. Yo recuerdo que en los campos siempre decían abur.